Hey, thanks for tuning in. Although it is not my favorite way to fish for salmon, twitch and jigs is very effective. We had a lot of success this year with the guide twitch and jig off his boat. And even though I like to watch a bobber go down or even throw a spinner more than I like twitch and jigs, twitch and jigs for coho and even king salmon is very, very effective. And so I have learned over the years to tie my own jig heads. It's a little less expensive. It's fun to do. And if you twitch jig, then you're probably going to lose a lot of jigs. And so having a lot of them on hand is something that you want to do. So anyway, so let's look at some of the tools and equipment we'll be using today to make our twitch and jigs. You need a vise, something to hold your jig head in place while you're tying it up. You need a bobbin for your thread, nice sharp pair of scissors. And then we start with jig heads, of course. I use these arrow jigs for salmon all year, underneath the bobber with a little piece of shrimp on there. It's a great setup for any type of salmon or even steelhead. I think even trout and every other fish in the river loves that. But a nice jig head here. This is a 1/2 ounce arrow jig, twitch and jig head, pink. Now, one thing about jig heads, if you're going to paint them yourselves or you're going to buy them, look at the wire size. Okay, this wire here will hold a salmon no problem, but if you get a thin wire like that, this will just bend out of a salmon's mouth under the weight. So when purchasing jig heads, be careful with that. Also, paint. I painted, this jig head here. I do paint jig heads occasionally, but I feel it's just a time saver to buy them if you can already painted in the colors that you want. It just takes a lot of time. You have to paint jig heads multiple times, multiple coats, to make it look right. And even so, I don't think that this color I painted is as vibrant as this one that I bought. So be aware of that. We have the marabou here. That's feathers off a turkey's rear end, I think. It comes in different colors. All right. And then we have some rabbit zonkers. Okay, this is a little rabbit skin that's dyed. And you use that kind of as a tail. And then I have some tinsel for flash here. Anyway, different styles of jigs. See that? Let's get down to business here. Take our black thread. We're going to give ourselves a base. Cover up this pink body with the color of our thread anyway. That way it won't show through later. Alright. Trim this off. Okay. Then we take our rabbit zonker. I like to make the tail a little bit longer. Tie it down. Right. Now, give it some flash. You can give it as much or as little flash as you think. I like to give it about this much. Make sure to make it long enough so that it's seen out the back. Make sure you get a hold of it on one end. And try to spread it out around the body a little bit. So you gotta start, don't tighten it up too quick, you kind of let it loose then tighten. Okay. Alright. Then take our marabou, and I'm going to kind of give it a bi-color marabou here. Black and purple body, right? But I cut that stuff off. You don't want that really stiff feather stem in there. Cut it off. Okay, you want to cut that off? That right on there, kind of spread it around a little bit and wrap your first wrap. Don't make the neck too long at the end here. Don't go all the way down the body. Just remain close to the head there. See, now I lost one. That's all right. The others are stuck well. I think, you know, sometimes you have more feathers than others, but here we'll gonna tie this off. So I make a loop. Loop again, and then bring the loop around the head and tighten it carefully, pull it tight, do it again, bring it around, tighten it up. Pull it both ways. One more time for good measure. Give it 5 turns here. Make this a good knot. And this takes practice. You're going to mess up a few. And that's okay. Anyway. A reminder coming up, we are going steelheading on January 31st, so probably have some good video. We'll be with the guide, and I am so looking forward to that. Super Bowl weekend, it's my birthday weekend, and first fishing we've done in a long time, so looking forward to that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Fish it out.